lesson 16b. We're combining like terms with rational expressions. So we've done this already with integers, and then we did it again with decimals. With decimals. And now we're going to do that same thing with fractions. So let's talk about the parts of the expression and how to combine them if they have the same variable and exponent. Okay? So first, background knowledge. We know how to do these problems. How do we combine like terms for number one? Aiden? So we're going to combine the ones that have A's, and I like to draw shapes around them to make it more clear, and that will give us 1A. And then I like to draw a different shape around the other kind of like term. So this one will be constants. That will give me A plus 4. Number 2 has x squares and x's. Just be very careful. Those are two separate terms. X squares are not the same as x's. So I can put all the x squares together and then separately combine all the regular x's. Okay, everyone know how to do this, right? Okay. Remember, you can't combine them unless the variable is the same and the exponent is the same. So look at number 1 on your notes. Are these like terms? Yes, they are. So we have both x's in them. So what you're going to do is combine them just like we learned yesterday. What is the GCF here? 6. So I want both of them to have 6 on the bottom. So that means I'm multiplying the first one by 3 over 3 and the second one by 2 over 2. That will give me 3 6x plus 2 6x. What is 3 plus 2? This will be 5 6x. Don't forget the x. If you wrote 5 6 as your final answer, that would be incorrect. Okay? Any questions about how to do this? Same thing we did yesterday, except with the variable in there. Number 2, are these like terms? Yes, go ahead and tell me what the LCD would be. 14, so we want them both to be 14. That means I'm multiplying this one by 2 over 2 and this one by 7 over 7. This would give me 8 14c minus 2 14c. What is 8 minus 2? Oops, sorry. That's a 7. That was my sloppy writing. 7. What is 8 minus 7? 1. 1 14th c. Don't forget the c. I'm glad you brought that up. Please don't write c equals 1 14th. That is totally different. We are not solving, simply simplifying. Okay, so the term has the c attached to it. It's not c equals. Okay? All right, number 3, now we have 4 separate terms that we need to combine. Which ones are the like terms that we can put together? Yes? 1 half and 1 4. These are the constants I can put together. What else can I put together? Right. So what we're really doing is thinking of this as 2 separate problems that we're going to do separately. So I'm going to do the x terms first. 5 9ths x minus 1/3 x. Notice I circled 1/3 x, including the sign in front. Don't forget that's negative, okay? What is the LCD of this part? 9, which means the first one stays the same. And the second one I need to multiply by 3 over 3. So that is now 3 9ths x. And what's 5 minus 3? 2 9ths x. Now, the second part, which is the constants, I'm going to do over here. That's plus 1 half and plus 1 4th. What is the LCD on this side? 4. Good. So I want these both to be over 4. This one's already 4. How do I make the first fraction over 4? Times 2. That will give me 2 fourths. What is 2 plus 1? And then this will be my final answer. Notice I still have a plus sign in the middle. If you just write 2 fractions next to each other, that's not an expression. That's just 2 fractions next to each other. Okay? Any questions about this? All right. Let's move on to number 4. This one, conveniently, I already have the like terms right next to each other. So I'm combining these two and these constants. Again, think of it as 2 separate problems that you're doing and then putting them next to each other at the end. What is the LCD of the W terms? 22. Good. So I want these both to be 22, which means I'm multiplying the first one by 2 over 2 and the second one by 11 over 11. So this will give me 422W minus 1122W. What's 4 minus 11? Good. Good job with the negative. This would be 4 minus 11 all over 22. That's negative 7 over 22W. Now for the constants, I have positive 3/4 minus 1/5. What's the LCD of this part? What is it? 20. So I'm going to go ahead and write that over here. They will both want to be 20. The first fraction I need to multiply by what to make the bottom of 20? 5. Good. This is times 5 times 5, and this will be times 4 and times 4. So this will give me 15 over 20 and 4 over 20. What's 15 minus 4? Positive 11 over 20. Again, making sure you put that positive sign in the middle, otherwise it just looks like 2 fractions sitting next to each other, which is not an expression. Okay, any questions about this? Please do number 5 and 6, both of those on your own then. First we're going to combine the W terms. So that's negative 1/4 W and positive 2/3 W. And then the constants would be next. What is the LCD for the W terms? Yes. 12. I want both of these to be over 12. So that means the 1/4 to become a 12 would be times 3. This would be negative 3/12 W plus 2/3 to make the bottom of 12 would be times 4. So this would make this one an 8. What is negative 3 plus 8? 5. So this will be 5/12 W. Now for the constants, we have 4/5 and negative 1/4. What's the LCD of 5 and 4? 20. So we want this one to be over 20 and this one to be over 20. Keeping that a subtraction sign. 5 to make that a 20 would be times 4, so this would be 16. And then 1/4 to make 4 into a 20 would be times 5, so 1 times 5 is 5. What's 16 minus 5? Positive 11 over 20. Raise your hand if you got number 5 correct. Pretty good, guys. Any questions about this? Confusion? Wonderful. Number 6. The like terms are the first two, which happen to be right next to each other. So C's and the constants. What's the LCD of the C fractions? 10. So we want this to be 10 and this to be 10, which means we're multiplying the first fraction by 2 over 2 and the second fraction by 5 over 5. What is 2 minus 5? Negative 3/10 C. Now for the constants, 1/6 minus 1/5. What's the LCD? 30. So let's make this one 30 and minus something over 30. The first fraction needed to be multiplied by 5 and the second one by, what's 5 minus 6? Negative 1 over 30. So this is our final simplified expression. Very good. Any questions about number 6? Alrighty. Now look at number 7. What do you notice is different about this problem, Sophia? There's decimals now. I've mixed up both types in the same problem. So what we're going to do is make them all the same type so that we can more easily work with it, right? Who would like to change all of them to decimals? Who wants to change all of them to fractions? Good. Now, raise your hand if you can tell me why fractions would be the better, easier route. Adrian? Right, it's easier to convert to fractions. You just read the decimal and you write down what you say, right? It's a lot faster, easier. But if you wanted to make it into a decimal, you would have to do 2 divided by 3. And then sometimes decimals don't end, right? They're repeating decimals, which in this case it would be. So if I write this as all decimals, it would look like this. 3 bar, and then 6 bar minus 0.2. And who knows how to add terminating decimals to repeating decimals? Does anyone know how to do that? It's really hard to understand how to do that right now, right? It's kind of hard to add something that doesn't end to something that ends. So what we really want to do is make them all fractions. What's 0.4 as a fraction? 4/10. Can we reduce that? What would that be? 2/5. Let's make it 2/5. Rewrite this with me. 2/5 f minus 1/3 f plus 2/3. These are all ready to go. And then minus, what's 0.2 as a fraction? 2/10, which is 1/5. Now from this point on, it looks like what we've been practicing, right? Put the f's together, put the constants together. Yes? So I'm not going to make you simplify these. I just want you to set these next couple problems up with me so you know that this is what you should do as your first step, and then the rest you should be able to do on your own. So we're just going to skip that. Any questions about how to do this? The next step would be to do this and then this. Let's look at number 8. Again, if you would want to make them all decimals, it would be very difficult because you would spend a lot of time doing 5 divided by 7, right? Spend a lot of time doing 1 divided by 2, even though that's a really easy decimal. But my point is it's faster to make it all fractions. What is negative 0.7 as a fraction? Yeah. Negative 7/10 m plus 5/7 plus 1/2 m. And then hopefully you all know what 25/100 is as a fraction. Think about money. 1/4 or a quarter, right? That's what we call that coin, a quarter. What would the next step be? Combine the like terms. So we have the m terms here and then the constant terms next. Go ahead and convert number 9 and 10 as the first step. You don't have to simplify them. Okay, so we have 1/5 x plus 1 3/10 minus, what did you have? 11/50, very nice, simplifying that, and then plus 1/2. Now, I did say you don't have to simplify it, but if you were going to, this fraction here is a mixed number, right? We want to make that improper so that we have numerators to work with. Okay, that's how you would do this problem. So you're going to combine this one and this one. Then make this improper to combine with the half. Then as your final answer, you can make it back into a mixed number if necessary. Okay? Very good. Number 10. How would we set that one up, Scott?
1 1/2 x plus 1/2 minus 9/20 plus 1/5.
Very nice. So again, we have a mixed number here. You would, when you are simplifying this, make that into 3/2x so that you can combine it more easily with the 9/20. Okay? Very good. Any questions about what we learned today? Yes. All right. Any questions? Any other questions? Number 2, so would you please share first? What did you learn today? Ready? Share.
Okay.